Okay, phone is on Do Not Disturb. Greetings and salutations. If you're seeing this, which I know you are, this is a new reading vlog. That also means that my Q1 wrap up has wrapped up, and I do have a package. I just got home from my workout, but I wanted to go ahead and film this before I put the books away. And I quietly, not even quietly, I need to figure out where the books will be housed because I don't want them close to a window, but then I don't want them too far away where it's like I'm not gonna remember what's next to read. Anyway, that's for another day. But for now, let's go ahead and open it up. So we have 3 books. Okay. Let me stop acting like I'm surprised. Ooh, and these are the covers that I like. It's this soft, matte, I don't know, my stationery people, because this is mainly that kind of channel, but my stationery people, this is like a soft, matte cover. Like, it's nicely bound. The pages have this cool tone. Whoa, 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 whoa. This, okay, okay. I didn't know what font size I should have been expecting, but first let me just show you what it is. This is My Person by Gray Huffington, and I mean, why is this the first one that I'm reading from her? I think that I got this one because it was either someone made a beautiful review about it and I had to stop the review, because once a recommendation or a review starts getting too in depth, I don't need it. I don't need all of that. I just need to know, did you like it? And if you liked it, then at least tell me, oh yeah, you know, I read it in a day. Is it fast paced? Did you like it? And I can tell from your emotions on a scale of 1 to I need to hurry up and put it in my cart. And then I'll go from there. But I wasn't ready for the size. It's kind of big. It's how many pages? 153. So this is a novella and I like that cover. Okay, next we have Asia Monique's Sinful Vow. This is a Mafia. So Mafia Misfits, book 1. Another soft matte. Let me cover my face so you can get into the cover. Okay, all right, okay. How many pages? This is like a cream colored paper. Okay, font size is pretty good. I like this because I will say this, Plie's font size was in Whisper. It was so small to me. Anyway, this has 256 pages. So let me don't read it. Just look at the page number. Okay, I know nothing about this. Let me go back to this one. Does this have no blurb, no synopsis? I mean, because it's a novella. So the note says, the fact that this is the first book release of mine in 2022 says a lot about this year. It's been, okay, that's not what I thought I was going to be reading. Before you get started, I'm no longer on Facebook. Maybe you've noticed. Maybe you have. What are we... am I reading text messages? Great. What is going on? What are these? What's happening? What is happening? What are these notes that you have in the front of this book? I thought you were about to tell me something about the book. Okay. We're just going to have to see what happens with that because it's a lot of notes from the author, which I thought was funny. Okay, this book has trigger warnings. The trigger warnings, this story includes depictions of violence and talks of sex trafficking. Oh my gosh. Off page. Okay. May be sensitive for some readers. Okay. I mean, it's a mafia. So, I mean, are we not expecting crime? All right. I mean, you got to tell the people. So 256 pages. And lastly, this one has been on my list since I started the list back in 2022. And let me just let you know, Charlita has already read this in less than 5 days. I want to say it was 3 days, but I know that it was less than 5 days. So the fact that it was on my list first, but I sent her a TikTok and she bought it off of that TikTok alone, I need to read it so that we can finally talk about it. Fine. She's currently reading Moth to a Flame so that we can read Ethic together, and Shelly already started Ethic before me, even though I introduced her to Moth to a Flame in the first place. You know, Find better friends. Anyway, so this is Run on Red. It's a fast-paced thriller, and it says on the back. Oh, that's on the book. I thought I thought my greasy fingers got on this, but that is of the book. Is it not? Please, because if this is not supposed to be on the book and I'm touching it, I'm gonna have to see somebody else's book. Do I need to return this? Did somebody read this and try to return it? It looks fine. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. No cell signal. Terrifying game of cat and mouse. Who are the men in the truck? I'm not reading all that. Someone's following them. How many pages? 20. Come on now. Don't lie. What is this? I don't know what that is. 282. 282, 250 something, and 100 something. So those are the 3 editions. Get your photo. Got it? Got it. Okay, all right. You have it. You got it. Did you get it? Right. Nice. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, great. Now that I've done that, do my, body care, skincare, all the care, call my mom, and I need to get back into the book that I'm currently reading. I'm going to jump in and tell you what this particular reading vlog is going to be about, because as I'm filming this part of it with these 3 books, I haven't decided. So future me is gonna tell you, and I gotta go. Hello. This is hopefully the vlog that completes my initial reading goal of 12 books by December. So what are we doing?
What we doing? What we doing?
So today I'm starting this video a little later in the morning. I got up 5:45, talked to my mom, had a long talk with Lisa. We were playing catch up, adults. I loaded the dishwasher. I need to clear off my counters downstairs, mop my floors, do the whole cleaning thing. But I wanted to talk to you really quickly about what we're getting into. I don't know if this is going to be filled with chaos or there will be order and structure, but we are working off the Pomodoro method. That's 25 minutes of productivity, 5 minutes of a break, and repeat the cycle until you're done with whatever the task is. That's what I'm going to be doing. The only reading goal that I have for today is hitting 100 pages on each of the books. We have Hood Feminism by Mikki Kendall. This is nonfiction. It is about, I'm sorry, you hear my bookmark. It is about the women that have been forgotten in the movement of feminism. That is primarily women of color, trans women, everyone that's not white, everyone that's not a straight white woman. So I am currently, and that's all I have to say about that right now. I'm currently 26 pages in. It identifies what the movement currently is, and it also identifies what the movement should entail. That's what I've read so far. Next, we have Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. This is by Jayne Allen. This is a story about a woman that has hit her 30s, and she has the plan of her life. Going to school, going to grad school, getting the dream job, getting the dream husband, having the family, the kids, the whole 9 yards. And then she is met with roadblocks. She has family trauma and drama. And I don't know anything past that. That is just from what I've read so far. I am on page 54. That is the beginning of chapter 4. Notice how I don't have a bookmark in here, but that's because I love the one bookmark that I do have and I can't decide on another one. So this is what I am reading as my fictional read. The Hood Feminism book is my nonfiction. So these are the 2 books that I want to finish in the week ahead. And I also have a 3rd book because remember, once I complete these 3, that means my 12 books for the year has been completed. So lastly, I have Ethic by Antoinette. This is the start of a 6-part series that is on the tail end of the book Moth to a Flame. So Ethic is one of the characters that is in Moth to a Flame. That book as of today, well, as of this year, it is celebrating its 10-year anniversary. So if you do plan on reading Moth to a Flame, which I think you should, if you need like an urban fiction book with, remember the show The Wire and mix it with season 1 of Power, I feel like that's the kind of thing with a little bit of Maury Povich. So that book will leave you stressed, but I am excited to read Ethic. I'm going to read this with Charlita and Lisa. No, Lisa's reading Moth to a Flame. Okay, let me calm down. I read Moth to a Flame and I was talking about it in passing with Shelly. Shelly ended up listening to Moth to a Flame in like 3 days. Then I said, okay, I'm going to read Ethic soon, but I have to get through the other books on my list. I want to kind of keep it in order. And she started Ethic. Where are your manners? Where are your manners? I brought it to you and you surpassed me. You passed me. Where are your manners? Come on now. So I am going to pick this up after Charlita reads Moth to a Flame because she got it because of me and she started it a few days ago. And now Lisa bought Moth to a Flame today. So I feel like Ashley and Antoinette, at least 3 out of the 6 Ethic books should be on the house because I'm getting you the sales. I mean, I'm not doing everything, but I'm doing a little bit. I'm doing my part. You know what I mean? So anyway, I purchased this one. I'm going to get the other ones later on, but I have enough. I have enough to do. So this one is going to be book 3 of the 3 that I'm reading to complete my goal. I don't know if I'll finish them all in March. I don't know. But what I do know is I have started. And that is what I can do. And I think that something that I have to remind myself, that this is not a competition, even though I'm competing with myself, but this is simply to exercise my mind, but also entertainment. And it's also a way for me to reduce the amount of time I'm spending on screens. And I don't remember how the saying goes, but if you want an answer, put it in a book, or because people don't read, so they're never going to look in the book for the answer. But anyway, I said all that to say that this is what we're working on in this video. I have videos to film and edit. I'm about to import some footage and do that whole thing. Let's get to it. Experiencing it are making bad decisions for themselves and their children on purpose. We know that food deserts exist, areas where groceries are scarce and what is available may be unfit for human consumption. This is similar to the LA Fitness that is in Decatur. There's an LA Fitness in the back of a plaza. The plaza is also like KFC and like McDonald's, Burger King, you know, it's just a gang of fast food chains. And then behind it in the plaza is LA Fitness. Like, why? Why? There's a question of what food costs versus what people can afford. If you live near a grocery store but can't afford to shop there, then it doesn't matter that you're not in a food desert. You're still hungry, and hunger doesn't have an age limit. There are food insecure children, food insecure college students, and food insecure elders. Some 42 million Americans are struggling with hunger. At least half of that number are women. Proponents of things like a soda tax hold their plans up proudly, but never talk about why soda is such a staple in homes where food insecurity is a problem. They don't talk about the fact that soda is shelf stable, is cheaper than juice, and it tastes good. They don't consider the fact that low-income consumers don't have to worry about it going bad, about it containing mold like Capri Sun products. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you did not say that. I used to love a good Capri Sun. Capri Sun was really my thing. That was really my thing. Ooh, we're getting to the meat and potatoes. So far, we've already identified meaning of the hood feminist concept. We talked about that. We also talked about what sisterhood is. We've talked about white feminism and how it ignores people of color, gun violence in the Black community, but gun violence is also a feminist issue. That's what we've touched on so far. 4 pages left in this in this section of the book. I don't want to call it a chapter. Well, it is a chapter. I have 4 more pages in this chapter, and then I'm going to do my nails. So yeah, so far so good. We're picking up the pace. It was a little slow in the beginning. It felt like I was in class. I was in a Tuesday, Thursday, hour plus long class. That's how it was feeling in the beginning. But we're picking up the pace around the 30-page mark. I'm trying to get myself situated because I've been downstairs editing, and now I'm back upstairs, back in the book. I don't know why it's taking me so long, but we're getting through it. It has good information. Ow, ow, ow. It has good information. It's just so many words on the page. Like, it's a lot of words on the page. But we're reading it. Oh my gosh. And I might have to go somewhere later, as if it's not already dark outside. I'm waiting on a text to find out if I'm really going or not. We'll see. But anyway. I think I figured out why this is taking me so long. Or it feels like it's taking me so long. I think it feels this way. Hold on, let me put the TV on. Okay. I think it feels like it's taking me ages to get through a chapter because this is kind of like what I majored in. And I loved sociology and anthropology. And I did have classes like race and culture, religion, personality, and race. And we did talk about different movements throughout different time periods. So it maybe feels more like school for me because it's redundant right now. And I went to an HBCU. So these are not things that are surprising to me what I'm reading. I think that some of the notes, because these are notes from the women that the movement forgot, but I think that some of the notes, I mean, is interesting to read, but for the most part, I've seen it. So maybe that's why it just kind of feels like, why do I feel like I've already read this? I'm going to keep reading it, but I think it's important to note that it feels like one of my classes. And I think that's what I've come to realize, that I have probably talked about this in a class before, but I haven't been in college in 3,006 years, so... Is this book any of my business? And when I say that, I don't mean like, should I not care about this? I mean, is this written for me to read? Is this something that is it for me? Like, is it for me? Is this book for the Black woman that is aware of the issue? I don't really know. I don't think so, no. I think this is for the women that are a part of the movement that made the movement, not necessarily for the women that have been forgotten, but these are notes of the forgotten women to share with the women that are in the movement. Am I saying this correctly? Because I'm reading it and I'm like, I know that already. I already know that. I'm aware of this. Is that why this is taking me so long? Because I feel like I already knew that. Is that why? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Because now I'm on the fast tail girls chapter, and I feel like We knew that already. But maybe the people in the movement didn't know that. Maybe the people of the feminist movement didn't know that. So is this really for the women that the movement did not forget so that they can read notes from the women that were forgotten? Is that what this is? If that's the case, why am I reading it? Could it also be a book for those that are needing a stepping stone into what feminism is or is not? And then you build on this? Could this be a stepping stone? Could this be an enlightener? Could this be an eye opener? Is this for me to read? Is this any of my business? As a sociologist, is this for someone who has already studied sociology? Let's keep going. I'm not going to tell you what time it is, but I'm currently in the process of getting ready. I don't know what I'm going to wear. My face looks okay now, but look at my hair. I feel like I need more time. Nails. Before the battery dies, yes, I'm back home. It is Sunday evening. We went out to a sports bar downtown. I'm just glad I got to see my friend. We don't have to talk about anything else. I won't be back at that establishment. It's nothing against them, but I just didn't like it. Anyway, so I am reading Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I'm on page 70. And let me mute the TV. I made the executive decision to put hood feminism down until it's the very last thing that I have to complete for the month. Good evening. It is Monday. I should have come back when my battery charged, but life happened. Anyway, where I left off, I was letting you know that in the world of the book community, book talk, booktube, all of the book things, hood feminism would put me in a reading slump. I am going to finish it because I do think that there are valuable pieces of information in there. I'm just not ready to read them. Okay, so here we are with an update for Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I'm currently on page 111, which is chapter 11. So far, within the first 100 pages, we've learned about what medical situation she's going through. We've also learned about her relationship status and how that is going or not going. We've also met her friends, one of which doesn't come around as much, but okay. And we also know about the family trauma and drama. We know about her work-life balance or lack thereof, the competition happening at work, masters, I want to say, because it did say she went to grad school, but it doesn't say she got her master's and doctorate or just her master's, so I'm going with master's. And she is a quarter white. Is that right? I'm gonna say yes. She's a quarter white. Her father is black and white. Yes. So she's a quarter white, so she visits her grandmother quite frequently. Her grandmother tells a story and has to use colored a couple of times, and I was like, huh. To your black grandchild, you just gonna keep saying that. This is your story to tell. She had a run-in with the police. She was driving erratically. She needed to be pulled over. And of course, whenever, you already are not having the greatest day, everything and anything happens to stop you from getting to the next step in your day. So she gets pulled over, but she's already panicking. As a black woman, I get it. It's nerve-wracking. You don't know if you'll make it out of this traffic stop. But at the same time, do your best to keep calm. That is what we know. Don't raise your voice. Don't move erratically. Keep your hands where they can see them. We know all of the steps. But what you're doing in here is making me mad, because you are literally having a panic attack when you're behind the wheel almost. You about to cry and slide down the wall. It feels like you're about to pull off. It feels like you're about to drive off because you are in a state. You are just not doing well behind the wheel. I will politely take your keys and you need to find a ride, because the way you're carrying on right now, I'm concerned for the safety of others. That happened to the point where the cop had to calm her down. So she wasn't getting injured in this traffic stop. It didn't seem as if he was getting aggressive or leading to that with any snarky remarks or anything. You can kind of sometimes tell when a cop is like overusing their power, like they're on a power trip, but he was not. He literally wanted to know why you're driving like a mad woman. And let me also bring this up, because as I sit here, an American-born Jamaican, I just want to read this line. His flawless chocolate brown skin was the perfect canvas for his thick black eyebrows, well-trimmed 5 o'clock shadow, and strong Jamaican features. Now, Jayne, you wanna tell me what that means? What is a strong Jamaican feature? What on earth is that? I'm lost. What are the strong Jamaican features? Because my nose, my cheeks, my chubby cheeks, I've seen that everywhere. Nothing new. My eyes, I don't know. I think my eyes aren't big or small. They're just, eyes. What are the strong Jamaican features? Tell me. I want to know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm on chapter 11. The goal is to get to chapter 16 before I hit the hay. Hopefully I can finish this book by like Friday, because I want to jump into ethic and read that all weekend, and then pick up Hood Feminism again, maybe, or jump into one of the other 2 books that I had on my top 5 for the month. But that is where I am with the book. So far, it's moving pretty quickly. I will say that it is pretty fast paced to me. I wouldn't say medium paced, only because when we got in the book by page 2 and 3, we were like, whoa, we're learning things. Like, things are happening rather quickly. So that was good. Some gems are being dropped. Let me jump to one really quickly. Now, Gretchen. A man that ain't got no plan for you ain't no man at all, and he's definitely not your man. You hear me? Real men got plans for the things important to them. If he ain't got no plans for you, then you ain't what's important. And I never forgot that. That was what one of the elders told our main character. So we'll see what happens with that information. Hello. We're almost 200 pages in out of 341, I want to say. And we are at the point now where we have multiple love interests. We have friction with one of the friends. It's not Pab's friction with the friend, but it's like the friend is going through something and she's there for the friend. And with the relationship thing, it's like, do I leave that person high and dry to go see what this person got going on? If I do that, now I feel like an idiot because I'm trying to give you a chance and you did exactly what I thought you were gonna do. Or you did exactly what I didn't think you would do and you did it again. So here we are again. The emotions for that one scene, valid. Now, did I expect that from her? No, I did not. Why? Because she's been so, I don't even know the term for what she's been, but it wasn't what I expected. The back and forth is what we needed. We needed the friction. You over here tell me, oh, well, I don't know if that's what I want. Boy, I'm in my 30s. I just told you what the doctor said, and you hemming and hawing and huffing and puffing and you don't know. Okay, so that's it. If you don't know, I don't know. So we don't have to know anything together. How about that? Okay, fine. So now I'm over here living my life. I'm being great. I'm focused on what I need to focus on. So here you are trying to, oh baby, yeah, I miss you. Oh yeah, you're the only one for me. Okay, cool. So here's where we left off. Okay, but I still don't know if I want that. Boy, why are you here? You know what I'm going through and you know what I want. You know the vision that I have for my life and for myself. You come back over here with nothing to offer brand new. You still coming with the same confusion. You still coming around doing the same thing that you were doing just the other day. So why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Oh, but I love you. Okay, we're past that. We know that. What about what I was talking about? What about what I was talking about? What about that? Oh, I still don't know. Okay, so still don't know over there until you figure it out, because I don't have, I literally don't have time. Literally, she doesn't have time for that. Don't come back over here if you don't know. That's it. Don't bother her if you don't know. That's it. I thought that was clear back in chapter, where we at? At least chapter what, 16? I feel like we already knew. Why are you acting dunce? Like you knew that already. I'm going to take a reading break because I see that someone is trying to get on my nerves. Okay, you know I'm on the couch still. This is just where I am. I'm finishing up chapter 34. You know how sometimes, and this might be, I'm gonna say it. So you know how people compare Tia and Tamara? Sometimes, not all the time. People are like, oh, this twin is more like on her black side, and the other twin is more like on her white side. You know what I mean? There are just some things you just wouldn't say in a way to explain or describe how something is happening. You know what I mean? Here's an example, and you do with it what you will, and I'll come back when I'm finished. This time, grabbing him in a way that I knew he wouldn't resist. In response, he kissed me back full and heavy. He kissed you back? He kissed you back full and heavy? Oh my gosh, what was that? What was that? Why would you say that? Something about that just doesn't sit right with me. I didn't like it. Does that make you feel like there is spice? It didn't put me in the room like a fly on the wall. I didn't feel like I was watching something I shouldn't be around for. You know what I mean? It just felt very bizarre, strange, odd, weird, cringy. Never in the history, even if I'm texting my friends, right? I would never say like, and I'm not a writer, but I would never say like, yeah, you know, we kissed heavy and full and heavy. What was it? Yeah, he kissed me back full and heavy. I'm exhausted because what are you talking about? Like if I'm trying to explain to like the homies, the circle, lock and lit, you know what I mean? But full and heavy, we moved as a single we moved as a single organism. I'll make it quick. I just finished Black Girls Must Die Exhausted, and I will say after the scene that had me laughing uncontrollably upstairs, I mean, it took a turn. And I will say that I saw it coming, but I didn't expect her to process it like that. I can say that I relate to her in some ways. We are similar in age, and I do understand the life that you envision for yourself and it not going that way, and now you have to revamp what you thought your life would be, and you have so many unanswered questions. You have new questions that you didn't even know were going to be questions, and now you have all of these new life experiences that you didn't want to experience. I get it. And there are tons of gems in this book, and I will say that I mean, it can be a good read for someone. I think that I was missing a few captivating elements. I don't know if it was just the style of writing or how things were worded. It had to have been partially the writing. But I will say a lot of this book is quite relatable. I think that some of these scenes are a bit clunky and cringy. I don't think, from this book, I don't know about the others, shouldn't be writing spice. Shouldn't be. I just don't see that being your thing. It feels like you shouldn't be saying it, like you shouldn't be writing it. But I don't know you as a person. Maybe it was just weird because of who the main character was. Some of those scenes were not it. Like, it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. Like I need to cross my legs, like I need to clutch my pearls. It just felt like, ooh, close the door. I don't want to hear about it. It's getting weird now. In closing, because it's time to reset for the next book, but I will say that I saw this part of the book happening from early on. And I also saw some parts that I thought would go in a different direction, but we talked about that earlier. And I think that there are parts of grief that people forget or don't even realize are happening because they've never experienced a close loss. So I've lost quite a few family members, a couple of friends. So I vividly remember getting the news about all of them. And I know what it's like to write eulogies. I know what it's like to sit in the front of a funeral. I know what it's like to go to 9 nights, which is in Jamaica, and there are 9 days and 9 nights of celebrating the life of those that are lost. I know what it's like to pick out a casket, and these are things that I wish I didn't know. But I find that when you're grieving a very close loss, you're almost in a zombie state. The days are going by and you don't even know what's going on. There was a point where I didn't realize I was missing holidays. That's how dark that time was for me. There's some shows that I can never watch again, or I don't feel like I can because it's too much for me. It's too emotional for me to go back and watch shows that I truly used to love. I might cry, and I don't want to cry. It's just like, there are relatable elements in the story. I just think the writing was not my cup of tea to really engulf me into it to the point where I should be crying. There are a lot of points in this where I should be crying. And I'm not saying that that would be the reason why the book is getting the rating of a 3. It's getting a 3. But because I know that if I was fully immersed into the story, I would feel the emotions that I know are very vivid in my mind and in my heart still. I would still feel like I'm in those moments. And I didn't feel like that. I felt like I was just reading words on the page. 3 out of 5. On to the next book. Had a little tea, went to grab Moth to a Flame. Do you see them? Do you see these? I'm going to review. Let me go over what my tabs are. No, one is missing. I think one might have fallen out. I'll have to put it back. Anyway, the tabs are, this is not happening. No, 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 jail. The other one is, it's heating up. Like, it's heating up. And don't upset me right now, because the way Raven was acting, carrying on, it was ridiculous. No, I need to figure out why this one, this dark blue one, isn't accounted for. My fan cast. I put my fan cast in here, so I will probably put that on the side of the screen so you have an idea of what my cast looks like in my head. And then we will jump into epic. The epilogue is only like a page, nothing too crazy. And I vividly remember this because I read this a month ago. This video is probably getting way too long. Did I read more than a chapter? Yes. I'm into chapter 2. I maybe have 4 more pages so far. I'm feeling like history is repeating itself, and I don't know if I have the capacity for that kind of stress, but we're here now. We're here now. I like the fact that we are hearing what Morgan has to say, and that's for the people that haven't read Moth to a Flame. Morgan is a character from the previous book, and she is in this one, so that's why I'm trying to be careful with my words. So yes, I don't know if that wasn't a secret. That wasn't a shocker. We knew that by chapter 2 in Moth to a Flame. Anyway, I'm not gonna say it because everyone hasn't read everything, and I'm still, you know, getting to know the books that have been around for a while, and I'm gonna enjoy them like they just came out. Ethic is still being epic. I mean, you can tell there's growth so far, and the way that he's caring for Morgan and has her in mind every step of the way that I can see. I think that he really pays attention to detail, and I find that to be very heartwarming. So that's where I am in the book. We're catching up with the kiddos. We're catching up with Morgan. We're in a new house. Ashley, Antoinette. Ashley, I see you brought this boy into the mix. And I already have one tab. I have one tab. This one. I'm thinking this one is gonna be the new jail. I think I'm gonna call it, where's Maury Povich? Call it Chris Hansen, Are You There? One of the characters we've been introduced to, I can already tell you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Read the room. And I want you to read the room like how Vashti in Before I Let Go should have been reading the room. She was never reading the room. Or if she was reading it, she was not trying to read it. And I need this particular person in Ethic to take my advice, read the room, please. I'm into it. Next week, maybe? I don't know. Hello, everyone. My chair is going to make a lot of noise. I have jeans on. But anyway, good morning. It is Sunday. And last night I did a little bit of reading. I don't feel like I did a lot of reading. I want to say I read for like maybe a total yesterday of maybe 2 hours or so. But we're back. I have Ethic here. I am currently, the 50-page check-in passed me by. I didn't even realize. So I'm on chapter 5, page 70. And I will say, Ashley, Antoinette, write something else and see if I don't buy it. Because the way that you have us stressed out in less than 50 pages, I don't know what is wrong with you. What's wrong with you? Oh my goodness. I love the fact that Morgan, to incorporate her thoughts and feelings and emotions, we're getting her inner monologue. So we're hearing her thoughts and feelings about different people. We're reading about her thoughts and feelings about different people and different things that are happening in her life. I like the fact that she's using the vibrations of things around her to sort out what's happening. I love the fact that Ethic is very compassionate and observant about how to incorporate Morgan into his family because he treats her like a daughter. And I think that he's honorable for more than 5 reasons. People that have the ability to hear, forget. And I like the fact that Ashley, I'm seeing shadows. Anyway, I like the fact that Ashley Antoinette has thought about what a hearing person might do or say and then instantly forget, like, she can't hear me. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna communicate with this girl when her back is turned, when the door is closed and I wanna be able to come in and say something, but I don't wanna be intrusive. Like, how do I communicate with her? And I think that it's done well. You did well, Ashley, okay? I don't wanna give away different characters. I don't wanna give away different scenes. I want you to read it. So far it's going well. I want to finish it today, but I need to take my braids out. I need to meal prep for tomorrow. I want to sort my laundry. I might not do the laundry today, but I at least want to get it sorted. And I know that this series is going to stick with me because to this day, I think about Moth to a Flame. And even though I just read it 5 minutes ago, January, February, it feels like a show that I want more seasons of. And I know that I have that because the Ethic series is 6 books. I know that Morgan has a series called Butterfly, but I don't want anyone to tell me about it. I want to go into all of these books surprised. With this, Ethic being very compassionate, and I will say this because I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Morgan's character is not a spoiler. We knew about Morgan from the time she was 6 years old. Like, we've known Morgan for a long time. So it's the fact that now we have a new character, and he is, to me, he is mirroring what Ethic was in Moth to a Flame. He is what we saw Ethic to be, but in a newer version, if I can say that. We saw Benny in Moth to a Flame, and he was top of the food chain. But we didn't know the role that Ethic played in Moth to a Flame in full until, you know, each chapter went by. And now we have this new character who kind of mirrors Ethic from the old book, but in a different way. But you can see similarities between Ethic and this new character, and even down to the compassion, down to the business over personal, down to like how he's moving through the city. And I feel like it's nice to see that without it being repetitive or redundant. Like, we do still see some elements of Ethic book 1 where it's like, history's repeating itself. History's repeating itself. I don't like where this is going. But at the same time, these scenarios or situations are happening to different people, and they are handling it differently. So we'll see how it goes. I was talking to the pages as things were happening. I was getting stressed out. Niche, I want to say her nickname is Niche. As of right now, count your days. I hope you have nightmares. I hope you hit your elbow. I hope you hit your shin on the side of the bed. And I hope every time you try and eat food that you bite your tongue and the inside of your mouth. That's how you make me feel about you. And I'm not sorry. Good morning. I just did my skincare, so I have like water spots everywhere. But anyway, good morning. It is Saturday. We have so many things happening right now. I took my braids out, washed my hair, wore a slick back bun for a week, washed it again last night, put it in a roller set. So let's hope everything is going to be dry. For good measure, I'm going to go under my soft hood with like a bonnet hood attachment for your blow dryer. But anyway, I'm going to put this on for like 20 minutes just for good measure and hope that my curls come out okay. But I wanted to let you know we reached our reading goal. We reached it this morning. I was going to read last night, but it was hair or read. So I decided to do my hair. I'm going to be honest with you in this moment. Well, all the moments, but specifically in this moment, I am not apologizing. Hood feminism is on the back burner. I'm not in a nonfiction mood. I'm not feeling nonfiction-y. I'm not in the mood for it. So I picked up my first novella that I've ever read, and either I have been picking really great books aside from the ones that feel like they're taking me longer to read. Aside from that, that doesn't mean they're not good books. It just means that I'm not in the space to appreciate them as they are. But anyway, this one is less than 130 pages. It is spice and everything nice. It is about a woman that is a writer, erotic writer, and she is in a rut at the moment. She had a bad breakup. It was really ridiculous that the woman that her boyfriend was cheating on her with left the pregnancy test that was positive in her bathroom. This is not a spoiler. That is just what happened, but we don't talk about that man too much. We talk about her confidence or lack thereof. We talk about her writing. We talk about how her best friend and her close friend group come to her aid when they, realize that she's down. Her best friend they're so close. They grew up together. Their mothers are friends, and it goes from there. So he's always there for her. She's in her writing rut, and he has an idea of how she can get out of it, and jokingly at first, but then it was taken seriously. But it is something that could possibly get her juices flowing. Yeah. So very, very, it was good. I mean, I have some points here that just make sense. Let me read something to you. I can't believe I'm still on camera with my hair like this. How ridiculous. One of his friends made a point, And he said, why does the idea make you so pressed? You're one of the lucky ones. You're telling anybody who would listen about how compatible you two are, how much she gets you, how much history you have. The only thing that seemed to be missing was sexual chemistry. What exactly is your problem other than being God's favorite? So you're telling me, so basically his friend is saying, you're telling me there's a woman in your life that you love more than life itself quietly, and you have such good chemistry outside of the sexual chemistry because you never crossed that boundary with her. Why is it so weird that you could actually have that chemistry with her? And what else is your problem other than being God's favorite? Like, what is your issue? Why don't you explore the options here? This is a woman you love. You have a key to her place. You go in uninvited all the time. She expects that of you. Like, whenever you're down and out, she's down and out. She calls, you come running with your girlfriend in your bed. Like, come on, sir. This is your friend for life, but could it be more? What if the love of your life has been sitting next to you this entire time and you have just been dragging your feet because of fear of rejection? And whole time you might not even get rejected, but you just don't know how weird it would be because you don't want to lose the friendship. But it's like, do I even want to open that door to find out if I could possibly ruin the friendship by making this awkward suggestion? It's so good. Let me get ready. Hey, my hair is uneven. I don't know where my pick is. I'm gonna leave it. So we are meeting up with Lisa at, is it Lucian or Lucian? I want to say Lucian because it looks like Lucian to me. Books and Wine. It is the inspiration for my quarterly wrap-up title. It is also a place that is very beautiful to look at. I'm going to put these on once I get in the car and get closer to where I'm going. And I'm also taking all of the books that Lisa and I both have read. Even though we read them at different points, we're gonna talk about those books. Let me go. Okay, I am back from an outing with Lisa. I'm on the side of the frame because I'm probably showing you how the day kind of went. Now, could I have shown you more? Yes. But we were running our mouths, flapping our gums, talking about books, talking about life. And I didn't even show you the New York pizza that I got from Grana, but it was really good. And we got a couple of drinks, we had some wine, and we went to Barnes & Noble, which visiting Barnes reminded me why I order my books, because availability or lack thereof. So that's what happened. The book that Lisa wanted was not in stock, but I ended up getting, one moment, Night Crawling. Beautiful cover, beautiful cover. This book was already on my list of books to get. This is one of Oprah's book club books, and do I remember vividly what it's about? No. Am I gonna read all of this? No, because I don't wanna ruin it for myself. But what I will say is that it says a dazzling novel about a young Black woman who walks the streets of Oakland, a debut that announces a blazingly original voice. Kiara and her brother Marcus are scraping by in an East Oakland apartment complex, optimistically called the Regal High. That's all I'm gonna read. I saw something about prison there. I think somebody, there was a murder going on. So we'll see how this book goes, but we're not gonna read this for quite some time. I just wanted to let you know that I got it. And the books that we talked about while we were at Lucian's, Books and Wine, talked about Moth to a Flame. Lisa ended up reading this. She thoroughly enjoyed it, as did I, but you know that. And, or maybe you don't know that yet. I don't know when this video is gonna come out. But anyway, love Moth to a Flame, 5 out of 5 if you're a star rating person. If you're not, this book was one that I would recommend to others, but I would give them the disclaimer that they should check the trigger warnings, and they should also be mindful that this book is 10 years old. We also talked about All About Love, even though we were more focused on this book, Before I Let Go, My first reading vlog we talked about before I let go, or I talked about it and gave my reflections throughout as best I could without ruining it. So we definitely did touch on quite a few things. What could we have done differently if we were in the place of so-and-so? How did we feel about certain characters? What do we feel about Deja? I still say send her to boarding school, but that's just what I say. Next, we talked about, I let her read the first line of You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. And she went into Barnes & Noble thinking this would be available. It was not available. So that's what prompted her to say, you know what, I'll buy it online. Next, I had to bring this up to her because this was the book that I finished this morning, Go Deep by Rilzy Adams. Now, I feel like we talked about it, but not in great detail. 31 chapters, an epilogue, 26 pages. I mean, I can't say enough about this book. This book, get close, get close. This book is a limited series on Netflix kind of vibe. Like, oh, I wish there were so many more episodes, but I know it's not supposed to be a long one. But this gave you everything you needed, especially on the erotica tip and on the friends to lovers, perhaps, tip. It also talks about the community, your friends, and how you might be down, you might be low, but we'll help you through it. We'll see you through as best we can within reason. You know, we're still your friends, so you might, you know, need other resources. This is what we're going to be working on next, along with 2 other books. But this one I probably will not put in a vlog. I'll just talk about it for my next wrap up. I just wanted to let you know that I'm diving into this one. As I'm closing out the 3 books that I've read to reach my reading goal reading vlog, I am proud of myself. I have exceeded my own expectations when it comes to reading, and I can say with confidence, wholeheartedly, that I have officially reignited my love for reading, and we'll see where this journey takes us. By us, I mean me. And I hope that you've enjoyed this journey so far. I do want to say, don't look for hood feminism in my first 12 books. I mean, it is worth the read, but for someone who has read similar books to that while in school, it feels like I'm back in school, and that's not what I want my reading experience to feel like. So it's taking me a little longer. Hopefully in the next quarter, I will complete it. But for now, this is where we are stopping the reading vlog. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your weekend whenever you're watching this. I am content.